What's up YouTube, it's TF Collector, and today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Studios Series number 41 Deluxe Class Constructicon Scrap Metal from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And before we take a look at the figure itself, we do of course want to take a look at the packaging that he comes in the front here. We have a nice picture of Scrap Metal. He is number 41 of Studios Series. He is a Decepticon. He is Constructicon Scrap Metal 8 and up, Hasbro Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers down the side, Generations and Takara logos there. On this side, a nice picture of Scrap Metal. He is 41 of Studios Series. He is a deluxe class. On this side, we have a picture of Devastator and a Devastator logo. The authentic logo there on the back of the packaging. He is big screen inspired from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. He is Constructicon Scrap Metal from the Pyramid Desert Battle, and you have some nice images of him going on there. Transforms in 24 steps. Constructicon Scrap Metal combines with his comrades to form Constructicon Devastator. Number 40 and 39 Shatter and Cogman are also available, and we have reviews for both of those up on the channel. Check those out if you haven't already after this video. Backdrop included, we'll take a look at later. Hasbro there on the bottom, of barcode on the top, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And one more thing to look at before we take a look at the figure. He does, of course, include his instruction manual. He is 41 of Studio Series, Constructicon Scrap Metal, Deluxe Class, Transformers Generations 8 and up, Revenge of the Fallen, and you have a nice picture of Scrap Metal there on the back, Takara and Hasbro. And moving to the figure itself, here is Scrap Metal in his alt mode. He is a construction vehicle. I have no clue what it's called. An excavator, maybe? I don't know my construction vehicles. But he's a construction vehicle of some sort. He is yellow, and he looks pretty cool in this mode, I think. But coming close on the details, you can see they use this nice bluish gray color for the windows and windshields. Nice yellow used. Looks pretty good. Some black. Nice painting all throughout. To break up the yellow, you can see up here on the arm you have some nice black detailing all throughout. The treads have some beautiful silver going on in there. Looks very, very nice. On the back, not much paint going on back here, just some molded detailing, some railing and whatnot. Looks pretty cool. On this side, once again, you get that nice silver detailing going on there. Overall, looks like a pretty cool vehicle mode here. I do quite dig it, and it can, of course, roll, as it should, because it rolls in real life. So that is a pretty cool looking alt mode, in my opinion. And as far as a little bit of articulation goes here in alt mode, you do have a joint here at the base, a joint here, and a joint here. So you can move it up and down there, move it up and down there, move it up and down there, and you can boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats all over the place. And as far as accessories go, he only comes with one, and that is just this little panel piece. I don't really know what this is supposed to be, but it's just a panel. It's a yellow brick going on, and I mean, hey, some nice detailing on the interior of it. Looks pretty nice, but this can store here in the alt mode. You can see you have two slots right there, two tabs right there, and basically you just line that up and push that in. So just line it up, push it down, and it kind of covers that gap, which is nice, and I think that makes the alt mode look even cooler. And for a quick comparison here in alt mode, here is Scrap Metal with Studios Series 37, Voyager Rampage. So you can see how he looks with a fellow Constructicon that we have right now. And you can see he is, of course, a deluxe, so he should be smaller, but you can see how the two scale together. I think they both look pretty awesome in their own regard, and a pretty nice scale for a deluxe class figure. And that's about all I have to say about the alt mode. Not much to say. He's a nice looking construction vehicle. He's yellow, he's black, he's got a little blue. He looks pretty cool. Nice silver on the treads, but overall not much to say. But we're going to go ahead and get him into combine mode. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just pop this piece off, which can be a little bit troublesome. You kind of just have to wiggle it off there like so and put that off to the side, and we will get started. So we're going to want to come over here to this side first and just grab this section. It's on a double hinge right here. You're just going to want to hinge it up, get it up like so, and then you can rotate this piece out and rotate this whole section around. Then what you're going to do is rotate this piece so the ball joint is facing you, and then come under here and bring out that little finger right there, and you can just angle that out if you want to, like so. Now what we're going to want to do is pull this section away from the arm. It does tab in right here. You can see there's a tab there and a slot there, so just pull that out. Bring this section up on the same double hinge as this side and rotate it around the same way. Bring that piece down so the ball joint is facing you, and just come under here. And this one's a little bit more difficult to get out. Takes me a second sometimes, but you can see, just bring that little finger out, and there you have two of the three fingers that we are going to form with Scrap Metal here. And to form the third one, we're just going to take this piece and bring it down, extend it outward. And there is your third finger. So you can see he's kind of like going on right there. He's getting totally evil. Anyways, yeah, and of course you want to flip out your connection port right there. And for some finishing touches, you can come here and flip these feet up just slightly. You can see they just barely come up. And then these pieces will untab from the sides and flare out like so. Make sure you get that piece up and out of the way. Just flare those out a little bit. Do the same thing on this side. Just kind of untab that and flare them out a little to give him a little bit more of surface area. And there you go. There you have a Devastator hand all transformed up into combine mode. And of course, we'll take a closer look at the articulation and whatnot when we get to the combine mode Devastator video. But as far as the details go, you can just see same colorways, but basically just the 3-finger look going on there. You have the nice treads going on the side, the connector port. So you'll see kind of how that's going to look eventually. Overall, not a lot to talk about. You do now see the chest panel right there, so that reveals some more cool detailing. But overall, not much to say. He's just a combine mode hand going on right there. And as far as the accessory goes, this does not store on here. This will store on Devastator's leg once we get him all combined up. So we'll come back to this piece in a future video for combine mode. And that's about it for the combine mode. Like I said, we'll take a closer look at how he articulates and whatnot when we get to the combine mode video. But for now, we're going to go ahead and transform this guy into robot mode. So the first thing we can do is come here and you can just tab these pieces back in. That'll make this process a little bit easier. Come back here, just flip that piece back in like so, and we can get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is just untab the legs right here. They untab in 2 spots. That black tab goes in right there, and you can see there's a little tab slot right up in there. Just bring the leg down like so. You can do the same thing on the other side. Untab that, bring it down. You want to bring them down like this, because now what you're going to do is rotate this whole section up, and it will tab in right there. Just tab that in like so. Come here. You want to undo this section and rotate 180 at the thigh, and he does have the little chicken leg look, so you can kind of give him his chicken legs. And then you're going to open his foot and open his heel, and there you have one leg all done. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Rotate at the thigh, give him his chicken legs, open his heel and his foot, and there you have his legs all done, and that is his lower body completed. Now what you're going to do is just come here. This will just barely flip out enough to where you have the clearance to pull out his little head, and then you just push this piece back in pretty much. So just bring that whole section up. It is on a little panel there, and then that will kind of, you can see you have some little tab slots that kind of notch in there like so, and then rotate the head 180 like so, so it's facing forward. Come here to these pieces, untab them from the back once again, and you can see you have this little tab here that will go into that little groove right there. So just bring that forward, do the same thing on the other side, untab that, bring that forward, rotate the arms downward like so, rotate them in at the elbow so they are oriented properly. And now what you can do is flip out these extra little panels in here, and now you can have him with some little claws going on here in robot modes. Come here, do the same thing on this side, just kind of get up in there and kind of give you a tab to pull on. Just open that up, and there you have the arms all transformed up. And the last thing to do is just come back here, and you're basically just gonna compact this against his back like so, and there you go. There you have Constructicon's scrap metal in his robot mode. And being a figure that we only see in the movie for like 5 seconds before he is ripped into shreds, I think they pulled this robot mode off pretty well. But coming in close on the details, you can see the head is very weird looking. I don't really know what this is going for, but I assume it is accurate. You have the nice red eyes, a little bit of yellow there on the chin or mouth. I'm not sure what that is, but nice black used on the face there. Coming down through here, nice lights picked out in some paint, and of course the railing and some nice detail. Nice black paint, nice and glossy. Looks pretty cool. Some yellow to break up the black. Unfortunately, the silver for the treads ends up on the inside of the thighs, so you don't really get that, but you do get some more lower leg detailing. It would have been cool if that was facing out too, though, so you could see that a little more. But the feet, done in the yellow. The arms, they are not asymmetrical, or they are asymmetrical. I'm getting confused. They are not symmetrical, but you can see nice details going on through there on this side. Of course, a little different, but you can see Turned out pretty well. On the back, you just have the arm, which can't complain about that much. Looks pretty cool to me, but overall, there you have scrap metal in robot mode. And when it comes to articulation in robot mode, the head is on a ball joint, so you can get a full 360. He can't really look up, he can look down low, and he can kind of boots and cats, kind of, sort of. The arms can do a full 360 on a ball joint. They can move in and out. You have elbow rotation due to the way the ball joint is used there. If you rotate it this way, you can have some normal elbow bend, and you do have that hinge right there, so if you want to use it, you can get a full range of motion there at the elbow. Due to transformation, his little hands can move in and out, and if you have his finger out, it can also move in and out, and he can claw some people if you want him doing some good clawing stuff like that. Nothing at the waist, unfortunately. The legs are on ball joints as well. They can kick forward, pretty high, backward, just till they hit that piece, outward, full splits. Oh, come back. You do have thigh rotation right here. Very nice. You have double jointed knee, so you can get it back. Now, as far as bending it normally, you can get almost 90 degrees, but you do get that chicken leg look going on there. And when it comes to the feet, no tiltage, no rotation, but you can move the toes and heels both up and down due to transformation. So overall, for an earlier Studio Series Deluxe figure, I think he articulates pretty well. And if we bring in his accessory, I haven't found a way to store this. I don't think that you're supposed to. Basically, all they want you to do is take that post right there and plug it into that port and basically just have this look going on. And it's kind of like a shield thing. I don't know, it's not going to shield him from very much, maybe from like a BB gun, but you can see it's kind of like a shield looking thing, which is kind of cool. If you want to bring his crane up, you can. It's not going to do you much good because you can't rotate it around or anything, but you can have him having the crane look going on there, and whoa! And for a few quick comparisons with scrap metal in robot mode, first here he is with Studio Series 37 Rampage again, so you can see how he looks with the only other Constructicon we have so far, and I think these two do look pretty cool together. Love the way the team is shaping up, even though technically Rampage isn't part of Devastator, but you'll see what I mean about that further down the line. But if I can find one, because he's a very obscure character, I will put a CG image of him right there so you can see how he looks compared to his CG model. If I cannot find one, then congratulations, you have just listened to me talk randomly for 5 seconds, but hopefully I have found one and you are now enjoying this comparison. And the last thing to talk about is, of course, the display base that used to come included in these old Studio Series figures packaging. And you can see 41 Studio Series, Revenge of the Fallen, the Pyramids of Giza, Generations, Transformers, Devastator logo. And if you want, you can take scrap metal and plop him down right there. And as always, that makes for a cool display option if you have the space in your collection to take advantage of it. So that is my review for Studio Series 41 Deluxe Class Constructicon Scrap Metal. And overall, this is a pretty fun figure, I must admit. I really enjoy the transformation. It's nice, it's simple, but it's fun and fluent and enjoyable to do over and over. The robot mode, while not very normal, it does look pretty cool. I mean, I like the alien design. I think it looks pretty awesome. The alt mode, of course, looks good. He's a construction vehicle that I don't know the name of. I guessed excavator earlier. I could be completely wrong, but I know he's a construction vehicle, and I think it looks pretty cool. I know I've seen that construction vehicle before. I just don't know what it's called, but he looks pretty good in that mode. The hand mode, the combined mode, not much to say about it yet. You'll see how that looks with Devastator down the line, but spoiler alert, Devastator is pretty freaking awesome, and as this guy is essential for Devastator, I would totally recommend this guy if you're looking to have a Studio Series Devastator in your collection. Now, I got this guy about a year after his retail release because I was being stupid and trying to get all the Constructicons at the same time. That was the dumbest decision of my life. I paid over $110 for this figure, so I can only imagine what he's going for now on the aftermarket. Good luck. That was a year after he came out. It's now been 6 years. So if you're looking to get this guy now, best of luck to you. I hope you find him for a good price. But I do recommend him, especially I just recommend Devastator overall. So you definitely need this guy if you want to combine that figure. So if I had to rate Scrap Metal here, I would give him an 8 out of 10. I think he's a really enjoyable figure. Not a character we see very much in the movie, but he is pretty awesome. Plus, he forms Devastator. So, I mean, that's just essential. But that's my review for Studio Series 41's Constructicon Scrap Metal. Don't forget, never sacrifice the things you love for the approval of others. We have another Constructicon long haul who will be next on this journey through the Studio Series. So I'll see you soon with him. And until then, roll out. Peace.